Hi, everyone. Conveniently, today is election day, which is fitting because this whole president's message is about the proposed bylaws changes that we need to vote on this month. We have our virtual bylaws meeting on Thursday, November 14th at 7 p.m. And we need at least 8% of our eligible voting members to reach quorum. So we're hoping to have about 140 people attend. As of the first of this month, we only had 33 people registered. So please use the link below this video to register so we can keep track of attendees. Okay, so what are bylaws? They're a set of rules established by an organization or community to regulate itself. And why does APTA Minnesota want to update ours? Well, in May of 2023, APTA National released new model bylaws, and all APTA components, which includes the state chapters, need to adjust their bylaws to align with nationals by the end of 2024. APTA Minnesota has also been kind of keeping a running list of other things that we need to do to update our bylaws over the last few years, but we were purposefully holding off on doing the update until these model bylaws came out so we could make all of the changes in one, which is why this is a pretty big change this year. Okay, so what's actually changing? Well, the biggest thing is simplification of language by APTA. The APTA National Bylaw changes of 2021 required changes at the component level to align with their bylaws, resulting in more simplified and condensed language. We're also moving the election terms to the calendar year. This will help with streamlining operating and budget processing. And also, this will make elections and strategic planning align with the fiscal year of January through December. This aligns with APTA national terms, which also simplifies things. It is important to note that this change will affect people currently in any chapter leadership roles. So basically the end of your term, so the last year of your term, there'll be a 6-month extension. Instead of ending at the end of June, they'll end at the end of December. So that's something to consider when we're discussing this change as well. Another thing is updating APTA required positions. So per APTA guidelines, the ethics liaison, PTA council representative, which was previously the PTA caucus, and student council representative, which was previously student assembly, were all updated and further defined. We also specifically removed dues so that it makes it a little bit easier for changes in the future. And again, APTA is recommending that all of us take out specific dues. The vice president roles are going to be updated. We still have 2 vice presidents, but we're simplifying the titles to VP of Practice and VP of Engagement. And then through strategic planning efforts, the board of directors will be looking to utilize the VPs more in coordinating council efforts. Go back here. We're updating the quorum from 8% to 10% to align with APTA and also Minnesota state law recommendations. And per the 2023 House of Delegates session, APTA now allows for up to 1 PTA delegate per state chapter. The last kind of big category of changes is process language. So per APTA recommendations, operational process language, such as what time of year we hold the annual meeting and specific job duties, was moved to job descriptions and process manuals of the chapter to allow for more flexibility to update and also just consider the evolving environment of the association. So I just highlighted the main changes to the APTA Minnesota language that we're proposing, but please use the links below this video to look at specifics. So we have 2 links. We have a more detailed one that shows all of the stricken language from our prior bylaws and the new language that we're proposing. And then there's also a little bit cleaner, more condensed version that's just the new language that we're proposing and the reasoning for why. Okay, so just a timeline so you know, big picture, kind of how this has been happening. April of 2016 was the last APTA Minnesota bylaws change. And then in May of this year, 2023, that's when APTA National released the model bylaws. So again, we were kind of waiting for that. So then really May through August, especially, the APTA Minnesota Bylaws Committee met several times to work on updating the bylaws. And in September, we had a listening session with the committee and chapter leaders to review the proposed changes and get feedback. At the end of September, we sent our proposed changes to the APTA National Parliamentarian, and he got back to us in October with feedback. So we made some changes based off that. And then we shared our proposed changes with members. We have to do that at least 14 days before the meeting, which happened, gave people actually about a month. And again, the big meeting is going to be a week from today, next Tuesday, the 14th. That's when the vote will happen. I do want to give a huge thank you to the Bylaws Committee. This group has put a lot of time and effort into these changes, and I really appreciate input from each of the individuals listed here. To recap, bylaws determine how our chapter operates. We'll be reviewing the changes and voting on the proposed bylaws updates for APTA Minnesota at our virtual business meeting next Tuesday, the 14th at 7 p.m. If you're a PT or a PTA member, please come and vote.